The checks and balance of the United States of America is a separation of powers is a political doctrine originating in the writings of Charles D. Seconded, Baron de Montesquieu in the spirit of law in which a constitutional government with three separation branches, each of which would have defined authority to check the power of the other. Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. Now more about the checks and balance of the United States, popularly called the separation of powers. Before moving ahead, like, share, subscribe and don't forget to press the bell icon. The philosophy heavily influenced the United States Constitution, according to which the legislative, executive, and judicial branches of the United States government are kept distinct in order to prevent abuse of power. The American form of separation of power is associated with a system of checks and balance. Montesquieu was one of the foremost supporters of separating the legislature, the executive, and the judiciary. His writing considerably influenced the founding father of the United States, such as Alexander Hamilton and James Madison, who participated in the Constitutional Convention of 1787, which drafted the Constitution. The legislative power in the checks and balance, writes and enact laws, enact taxes, authorizes borrowing, and sets the budget, has sole power to declare war, may start investigation specially against the president. The Senate confirms presidential appointment of federal judges, executive department heads, ambassadors, and many other officers, subject to confirmation by the Senate. The Senate ratifies treaties. The House of Representatives may impeach, and the Senate may remove executive and judicial office. Creates federal court, except for the Supreme Court, and set the number of judges on Supreme Court. May override presidential vetoes. Now moving towards the another power, that is executive power in checks and balance. May veto laws. Vice President presides over the Senate. Wages war at the direction of Congress. Makes decrees or declarations for states of emergency and promulgates lawful regulations and executive orders. Influences other branches of its agenda with the states of union address. Appoints federal judges, executive department heads, ambassadors, and various other officers. Has power to grant pardons to convicted persons. Executes and enforces the law. Now, the last one, judicial power under the checks and balance, determines which law Congress intended to apply to any given case, determines whether a law is unconstitutional or constitutional, determines how Congress mean the law to apply to dispute, determine how a law act to determine the depositions of prisoner, determine how a law act to compel testimony and the product of evidence, determines how law should be interpreted to assume uniform policies in a top-down fashion via the appeals process, but gives discretion in individual cases to low-level judges. Policies its own members.